Good morning, everyone. It's Dr. J here at Libs Chiropractic. I have Jordan Harder here at Harder Performance. He's a personal trainer based here in San Diego. How you doing today, Jordan?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on, Dr. J.
My pleasure. We're going to have a little chat today about what Jordan does, how his business has been affected, if at all, and what he plans on doing going forward. We're going to talk a little bit about how chiropractic and working out work cohesively together. So let's get right into it, Jordan. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Perfect. So I'm a coach. That's first and foremost is I help people get to whatever their plan B is, whether it's performing at a higher level, whether it's a weight loss journey, whatever it is. I help bridge where you are right now to where you want to go. Within that, I like to say, I tell people I help optimize and transform their life, not through just the fitness side of things. You know, we can talk fitness all day long, but if you're not doing the mindset, the skill sets and the strategies to work up here, like we're going to talk about later, the fitness is just a small piece that doesn't go as far. There's some bigger blocks. And once you get it all together, that's how you really optimize and transform what you want to do in this world.
Awesome. How long have you been doing this now?
6 years.
Awesome. And due to COVID, I know I actually met you because your gym that you train out of is right around the corner from my office in Pacific Beach, but you've always done virtual workouts. Is that correct?
Yeah, so before COVID, I've been working with clients for over a year now on Zoom, on Skype, on FaceTime, all these different apps. Because of some of my clients, they do travel all over the world. And so I can't just let them, they want the accountability, they want the strategy, they want, all that goes in. And so to make that happen for their schedules, we just found a way, and the Zoom calls were really easy. And so we've been doing it for a while. And so once this all happened, a lot of the clients I was working with, whether they were in person or some people around the world, wanted to get on the Zoom calls because it's a lot easier for a lot of people. Working out in your home, if you have some equipment, might not have any equipment, but there's still something you can do. And there's ways to structure it to make you feel good at the end of it.
So has your business stayed the same, or has it even gone up now that more people are at home?
Yeah, more people are at home, and most people don't have access to their gyms. And so my business, I'm super grateful to say that it's actually done better.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've actually done a lot better with COVID. Unfortunately, there's all the COVID, there's the deaths and all this going on, but
right. Definitely. I mean, I personally hope and believe that people are going to come out of this valuing their health more. I mean, I don't care how many cars you got, how many houses you got, how pretty your family is, where you travel to, whatever monetary things that might go on that people have goals with. I don't own a home. I want a home. I don't have a family yet. I want a family, all those wonderful things. But if I'm not healthy, none of those things matter.
No, absolutely. And I think, like you said, I think it's not a virus problem we're having as much as a health issue. We're all faced right now to realize there's a health issue. The people that are dying from COVID have inflammation issues going on. Some of those are from aging, and that does happen with aging. I've also heard stories of people that have been 88, 89, cure themselves and get better from COVID. So there is some truth, but it's the inflammation. And what we see more with the inflammation is the diet, the obesity,
lifestyle
higher obesity rates, higher fat levels have showed increased deaths in COVID. And so
heart disease, cancers, diabetes, obesity, all factors that could be changed. All things that if you take, exactly. And that's what I talk about in my office often, and I imagine you do with your clients as well. That's why they come to you is, do you want to be proactive with your health and well-being, or do you want to be reactive? My practice and what I preach is you got to be proactive. That's I want you coming to me to maintain being well, not hoping to get well. Awesome.
Right. So it's the same way, right? You don't want to, that's why you would do like prehab work or certain training styles to warm up, right? I warm up just not only to make my lifts get better, but I also warm up because that way I can prevent, if I stretch the pec or work to open up my shoulders, I can get into better ranges so I can train better, which will hopefully, mitigate the potential for injury.
So going forward, given your line of work, have you heard about when gyms might be able to open, if at all?
I've heard all sorts of things. I've heard 24-hour fitness, Gold's Gym. They've gone bankrupt through this. So it's really going to change the fitness landscape. There's projections that, anywhere from 30 to 70% of gyms are going to close down. There's been
Wow.
50 CrossFit gyms in California that have all closed already. And we're not even talking about the ramifications that's going to happen down the line, right? Now,
Right.
when the gyms can open up, I don't see people flocking into them right away.
Yeah,
I'll just be
I
realistic.
sadly agree. Yeah.
I was talking to someone
Well,
today that she's
go ahead.
about 50, 58 years old.
Hmm.
And that's what she was saying. She goes, I'm not at risk, but I'm not at risk. If I
Sure.
caught something. So what's the benefit for me of going to a gym when I can go work out with someone in my house
Right. I understand.
or go to a park, right?
Well, let's be grateful that you're doing that. And, a lot of other personal trainers can, maybe one day you can train trainers how to do more Zoom because you're ahead of the curve here.
Sure.
So in chiropractic, like my purpose is to reach as many people as possible, teach them natural health techniques through chiropractic, working out, eating healthy. And like you said, I want to talk a little bit about mindset because I know that you have your degree in psychology. Is that correct?
Kinesiology with a focus in sports psychology.
There you go, sports psychology. So, mindset is super important. My wife is a huge fan of Tony Robbins, and she's, I've drank the Kool-Aid, if you will. And we
Oh, yeah.
went to his initial starting event. I forget what it's called at this point. Unleash the Power Within. That's what it's called. And he talks about this technique every morning called priming. Have you ever heard of it before?
I've heard of it a little bit, but I'd love to always know more.
Sure. So I wake up every morning, and the first thing that you do is you do some deep breath work. You just breathe in and out the nose while raising and lowering your hands really fast. You do that 30 times. I do 3 sets of 10. Just wake your body up, feel good, get some good energy flowing. Then you go through 3 processes of something that's happened in your life that you're grateful for. Could be big, like the day I got married, or small, like, I woke up today and my back didn't hurt.
I wrote that one down on Sunday.
Yeah, sure. Awesome.
It was awesome.
Absolutely. So you go through and you actually put yourself back into that moment. So you do some good gratitude work, which I think is really important because sadly, especially with the news these days, there's a lot of negativity out there. Then you go through a process of healing your body. What he says to do is imagine there's a hole at the top of your head and some blue, red, white, powerful light comes flushing through your body down to the earth. And then through the earth back up to your body. It feeds your body with some blue light of healing energy. So you send that up and down as many times as you like. I usually do it 3 to 5 times. And then I think of specific parts of my body I want healing. My thoughts, my throat, my stomach, my sore muscles from my workout that Jordan gave me, whatever that might be, right? Then you send some of that healing energy out to the world, which I've been doing a lot of lately, given everything that's been going on. Then, so you do some healing time and you focus internally on your body. Then, one of my favorite parts is you always end with 3 goals, 3 things that you want to do. Me personally, they're monetary or financial goals, or business goals, then their health goals and relationship goals. And I think of, and I put myself again, like when you do with the gratitude, you put yourself in that moment of you're actually there and you have whatever that monetary or business goal is that you have, whether, I saw 100 visits this week in my office, or I just got 10 new clients last month, whatever that may be for whatever given business that may be. And then you think about some health goals that you might have, which variety of people have a variety of different health goals. But I think getting adjusted and moving your body are pretty important in that world. And then again,
Sir.
I just, my relationships with my wife, with my family, with my friends, with my patients, just how can I, what do I ideally want those to look like? And then, you could put on some nice music with it. Lately, I've just been doing it without music, and I feel like I could tune in a little bit more instead of any
Awesome.
distraction. You could literally do it in 3 minutes if you really want to get through it, but usually I'd say it takes about 10 minutes. And then it's awesome. I know people talk about meditating. I know people talk about writing down goals. People talk about gratitude journals, all these things. But why I love priming is it literally does all of it in one. So it's just it's a great way to start my morning. And then I know, what's your Instagram handle so people can have it?
At harder.performance.
Awesome. So I see every single morning you do your mobility training and your exercises there. So I do a little bit of stretching and mobility also. And then time for my smoothie and off to the office.
And it's awesome because like you've almost I like the word priming because you think priming for the rest of the day. I also, with my coaching, I use the word anchor. So we set an anchor early in the morning so we know the state of being we can get in throughout the rest of the day. But it's that same concept, right? You move your body, you breathe real deep, you say something you're grateful for, and you do something that's,
It
just
sets
good for
such
you.
a different tonality for the day.
It takes it from that idea of like, hey, I need to wake up. Here's my phone. Here is everything coming at you.
Right.
And this idea of like priming, like I'm priming myself to be the best for the rest of the day. I'm
I
setting an
lit-
anchor of who I want to be.
I have an alarm right after my alarm to wake up, and like a reminder, and it's every day. It just says prime, so it's the first thing I do.
Oh, that's awesome.
What was my other question I had for you? So we know what you do. We know about how you're still helping people online, and what are your thoughts about health in general with patients and clients at home right now, sitting all day? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I'll tell you my thoughts, but what I would rather say is what I've seen and what my experience, because what I've seen more and more is people with tighter necks right now. And I'm sure you're seeing the same thing. So, finding out ways to stretch the necks before we get into exercise so that when we exercise, like we're just not moving tension into other spots.
Sure.
I've seen lots of things with hips going on just because we are sitting all day, right? If we are flex forward, the other one has been wrists. People complaining about their elbows or their wrists here. So stretching out the forearms in different ways, or finding the shoulder mobility to get into a better position, because people are scrunched down and everything's just flex.
Ergonomics. I mean, most big corporations have literal ergonomic experts come in and make sure that their desk is the right way. Or a lot of people, an awesome trend, which I'm super supportive of, is stand-up desks lately. That when you go home, most people don't have stand-up desks.
But even with those, I call them movement snacks or movement hygiene. Just like you brush your teeth every day. I hope everyone brushes their, even with COVID going on, I hope everyone is brushing their teeth twice a day. Like that stuff's important. That's part of health.
It's part of health. That's correct.
It's part of health. But when you think of like movement hygiene, I think of like, hey, I should, at once an hour, you set that same alarm. And if you've been working on your computer writing, or you've been seeing patients, right? If you're seeing patients, you probably stretch out your hands or stretch out your shoulders every hour. Sure. Because that way you can go and not be in
keep
pain.
Moving, right? Absolutely.
Yeah, if you are someone with a shoulder injury, you should probably stretch out your arm. Doing the little things.
My rule is, go ahead.
Well, there's stories of Russell Wilson playing through the year. I'm a huge Seahawks fan. I'm from Seattle, a huge Seahawks fan. Yeah. But he would wake up every hour on the hour doing his PT exercises so that he could just not worsen his knee in the middle of an injury year. A season where he got an injury in the middle of the season, and he's like, I'm going to play through the season. So he woke up every hour on the hour and did them.
Wow, that's insane.
We don't have to be that crazy, but it's that mindset of like, going back to the beginning, I'm taking care of myself for the future. And maybe something's happened and you need to take care of yourself now to be better in the future.
Being proactive. So speaking of sports, which there's not been that much of lately, I saw a ESPN article the other day that in 2018, the Cleveland Browns offered a trade for Russell Wilson, and it almost went through for the first round pick. Did you not see that?
I didn't see that, no.
Yeah, in 2018, it almost went down. And then they showed a picture of, here, hold on, bear with me here a minute.
Wow.
I'll find it quickly, I promise. But I didn't know you were such a Seahawks fan.
I've watched every single game live for the last 6-7 years. My Sundays are off because of it during football season. No working on Sundays.
Where did you go? I know it's here. Maybe. Sorry, I'm looking on. I saw it on Twitter this morning. I wasn't sure if it was Bleacher Report or ESPN.
That blows my mind.
There you go. There we go.
Wow. I've actually heard a little bit that
Russell Wilson in a Cleveland Browns jersey. That could
doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, I appreciate you being on with me here. I want to mention one more thing, that we are both in a marketing group. It's called BNI here in Pacific Beach. That's how we got to know each other. So, you brought up dentists and cleaning your teeth. So I know this week when we had our call on Tuesday, if anyone here is a dentist that's watching this or knows anyone who's a dentist, we're looking for that in a part of our group. Or if you have a business that you're looking to grow, B&I is super awesome, and we look forward to growing our chapter and growing businesses around San Diego.
Awesome. We'd
Well,
love to
Jordan,
see you.
well, Jordan, thanks again for being on with me today. I hope that we can keep helping people, keep referring people to each other, and help, achieving our purpose of helping more people achieve their optimum health.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. You have a wonderful day, Jordan.
You too.